Hello and welcome to the Stocksbridge Park Steel's last game of the season here in the North Pro League East. They're at home to Dunston UTS in this final farewell of the year. Sorry, I have just been running beforehand. We've got a presentation of the Supporters Club Player of the Season before the game. I just had to go down and take photos. I've just legged it around the back. I'm not that fit. Anyway, we're here in the last game of the season, so Stockbridge don't have anything to play for today. We're completely safe. This is about pride and ending the season with a bit of momentum going into next year. And now, while Dunston do have something to play for, not as much as maybe we quite expected. For a while, they looked like they had a good chance of being the champions. But a bit of stuttering. Maybe all the games have had to play away from their home stadium. Yeah. Sorry, there's just a slight delay here, it seems. So we just. But Dunston do have a problem here, and have had a problem this year. Their home ground has been unusable at times. They've had to play their home games elsewhere. So we just had a call for we need a qualified referee. I'm not a qualified referee. No, I'm not a qualified referee. I'm live on commentary. So sorry, we have a delay here because we are looking for a referee. What's it?
Linesman.
Is it a linesman?
Linesman pulled his muscle.
Linesman's leg. Oh, has he pulled his leg muscle coming out? So the linesman, Mr. Carrot, has pulled a muscle, it seems. So we've just got a slight delay to kick off here as we look for if anyone in the crowd who could be a referee would. So we will. I know we've got a couple of players in the audience here.
Just asking if there's anyone with any qualified refereeing qualification in the stand today, and can we please let us know? So we're going to need someone to run the line.
So we're looking for someone to run the line. So I've just seen someone move with a bit of speed down at the bottom. So we're in a. So, oh wait, there is a man. There is a man on the pitch who we are presuming is going to be the volunteer. We don't know who he is, but he's the hero of the day already. So yes, it looks like we have found someone. So we will have a game on as Dunston look to. As Dunston look to try and secure home advantage. That's what they're fighting for today. So we've got very disrupted then. All my pre-match spiel done by the fact I've been worn out by running, and then we've had this urgent matter that we've had to deal with. So we do have a delayed kick-off here. It's 3:05 at the moment. All the other games have started in our league. We will keep you up to date with them as they go on. So, yeah, so we've got our referee. So, yeah, Dunston are trying to make sure they can have home advantage. They just need to match or better Pontefract Colliery's result to make sure they can get home advantage going into the playoff. So we are going to have a bit of a delay, so a bit of time to catch up on matters. So Stocksbridge today playing for nothing, really playing for pride. But we'll read out the teams for you now. So for Stocksbridge, it's Ben Townsend in goal. Then Tom Charlesworth, Jack Dolman, and Luke Hogg, Charlie Oglesby, Alex Phillipson, Curtis Turner, Alex O'Connor, Luke Rawson, Thomas Poole, and Jack Watson. The bench is Bailey, Kyle Austin, Dan Nelson, Ollie Novak, and Tommy Marshall. For Dunston today, the team that's looking to secure home advantage in the playoffs is Aaron Stevens in goal, then Craig Baxter, Christopher McDonald, Wayne Phillips, Jude Swales, Jack Walker, Richard Coulson, Michael Pearson, Jack Mescal, David Robertson, and Dale Pearson. Their benches Sado Jallo, Luke Carr, Jordan Lamb, Jack Kamada, and Dominic Tigram. We're waiting, just getting the fit-in assistant linesman to be fit and ready to run the line and get his. I'm trying to see if we can get any details of him as the game goes on. Obviously, I do remember last season down in Dronfield Town, it was actually the Sheffield Telegraph journalist Alan Biggs who ran the line in one of their games after a similar problem. This can apparently happen in games too. Normally, the fourth official would obviously be. We don't have fourth officials at this level, hence why we've had to go begging in the crowd. It can happen in a special game. There has been calls over the tannoy for one of the 20,000 people who might be qualified. And was it Wolves this year? I've been informed that it happened at Wolves. There has been a goal already in the Northern Premier League East. We've not even got going yet, but there has been a goal. It's Consett are leading 1-0 against Bridlington Town. Caleb Young has scored. This is a big, big problem for Bridlington. If they lose today and Brighouse can win, Bridlington would be relegated. So that's a big match. And we would lose one of our nicest trips away, which...
So that would be
Deuce.
what will go as we have action account.
So, well, we...
Yeah.
Has anyone who's listening, can you put something in the comments? Because to be honest, it's a bit dull at the moment. We ain't got anything really to talk about.
Yeah. Well,
As it turns out that we really did need to run up, but that's annoying because I've done some exercise for no reason today. Where's out? Well, I suppose it's going to burn out some of the fast food company I can't talk about because they haven't sponsored us. That I've had beforehand. Do 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 do. So, just the teams are just having a little kickabout between themselves at the moment while we wait for our new assistant linesman. So, we've been through the team already. We know what's online for Dunston today. It's going to be could be some controversy with this because obviously Dunston are going to be able to see what the other teams have done and adjust their game accordingly. So that'll be interesting. We have had a goal in a local fixture. Sheffield United are leading against Newcastle United. I forgot. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Ahmedzo Odzic has scored. Odd. You know, I can say that perfectly in a normal conversation. Put me on commentary saying it, and it's a struggle. He also didn't have that. I completely forgot his last name. So Portsmouth has scored in the 112th minute today as well. No doubt. Away at Lincoln. Also, do want to wish congratulations to one of our former players, Jamie Vardy, who was promoted last night with Leicester City. He'll be back in the Premier League and further ensured his status as one of the greatest non-league players of all time. I think it's a fight between him and Ian Wright. There you go. While we wait, have a good debate on that one in the comments and see what you think. Ian Wright or Jamie Vardy, who's better? I've provoked some thought on the bench here at least. Actually, I say that Dikir's same outside of him. I don't think you'll remember watching Ian Wright at all, will you? But even for me, it's a bit of a stretch. Oh, we're just making Glenn on the media bench just a bit feel his age.
it'll be age every day.
So do I every time I go to the gym, and I'm not in my 30s yet. So and here comes a man we don't know the name of. So we will get our game underway here. He didn't know he had to go. I think they're going to put him on the far side so he can't get any stick from the fans. I don't know if he's a Stocky fan, if he's a ground up in neutral, or if he's come with Dunston today. I want to know his name though. I believe we're going to get provided with his name and maybe some backstory. Pardon? The kid's got a pen. Thank you, the kid. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Oh, he's close to it. We are going to get started there. We're correct now. We are getting the handshake. So we're 11 minutes off when it should have started. Which means there'll be a slight delay to our presentation evening. That's happening after the game. So it looks like we will get this match underway in on the Alan Payne. So our new assistant referee is an Alan Pegram. On the bench is a Dominic Pegram for Dunston. So, but we are actually very, very thankful for Alan Pegram for taking up the referee's black today to make sure that this game can go ahead. Because, God, this would be a nightmare if the last game of the season with Dunston in the playoffs could not go ahead. This wouldn't be easily organised for a Tuller Tuesday night. The game is now underway. So Dunston have got us kicked off. They're wearing the all-red kit from right to left, while Stocksbridge Park Steels in the yellow shirts, blue shorts and blue socks kicking from left to right. And it's just with Stevens now. Sending the ball long. Headed on by Phillips onto the right wing. Trying to slip through to Robinson. Does find him, but stopped by Phillips, who takes the time, gets it over to Dolman on the left. His clearance is blocked by Coulson. It will be a throw-in to the Steels. Well, this could be very interesting because Winterton have just taken the lead against Grantham Town. Now, this does move Winterton to 19th above Brighouse Town. Now, if there is a reprieve in this league due to points per game, which some have suggested is going to happen because of the resignations of Mask and Nuneaton in step 3, this might mean that Winterton Rangers survive and Brighouse get relegated. Rawson trying to challenge Swales for it on the left. He forces it out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. So, actually, it's going to be given Dunston's way, actually. So, Baxter has the throw. He's going to launch that downfield. Hogg chests it in, but only gives it back to Robinson, but he's robbed by Turner. Lays it off for Poole. Gets beyond his man. He's going to try and move towards the right-hand side now. Tries to lay a pass off to Rawson, but it goes out. Well, it's all changed again in the bottom two. Brighouse Town have taken the lead. This means that Winterton and Bridlington are in the bottom two. Now, Winterton at the bottom, if that ends up mattering due to reprieves. Throw-in now to Dunston, just inside the Steel's half, with Dale Pearson. Throws it back to McDonald. Launch long, ball looping in. Phillipson heads away and headed on by O'Connor. Into defence, though, for Dunston it goes again, who will send it forward. Pearson flicks it up into the air. Phillipson will head away, and then Hogg will continue to head it on. Turner heads on before Phillips will bang it into the box. Charlesworth will cover that and clear it away comfortably. Poole keeps it in, but will only give it back to McDonald, who recycles it back into defence. Swales gets beyond charging O'Connor, goes himself, puts the pass through, but it's just going to go back to Townsend. Good spell of possession for Dunston already. Another goal in the North Premier League. Ashington are leading 1-0 against North Ferriby. Both teams just fighting for pride at the end of the season. Ball goes long here, looking for Rawson. He heads it sideways to Turner, chests it down, gets beyond one man, continues to go down the right. Turner needs some people in the box, but then he's going to get pressure quite well, and the tackle goes in. It will be a throw-in to Stocksbridge. So Shotworth will head up to take this throw-in. Steele's looking to follow up. There was a 2-2 with Dunston over at Concett's ground a couple of months ago. One of the games moved due to the problems Dunston were having with their same stadium. As the ball's thrown now to Turner and then back to Charles. Saves it short to Poole. Poole trying to get down to the byline. He's the one who scored in that last game. He tried to put a cross in, did do so, but not before the line met him. It will be a goal kick for Dunston. So 4 minutes gone in this game. Remains 0-0 here between Stocksbridge and Dunston. a delayed start to this match due to the assistant linesman, Mr. Carrot, pulling up with an injury, running out for the game, and then being replaced by Alan Pegram, one of the fans attending the game. Ball goes long, headed on, and then headed on looking to try and get it past Oglesby, but he has it covered, and he'll clear away to Jack Watson, who takes a touch, gets beyond his man, will carry on forward some pace, and then it was tackled, bounced off Watson, and has gone back to Stevens. Watson has shown a glimpse of his pace, though, already. Also, League One finished today as well, with Derby County confirming their promotion. Stocksbridge just cover a long ball forward. Charles is going to allow that to go out of play, and it goes out for a goal kick. Now, League Two is currently looking to finish up today. Former Stocksbridge player Harrison Biggins is looking to make sure that their place in the League Two playoffs is secure after a 13-game winning streak took them from looking like they could be relegated to promotion. Ball forward. Poole looking to try keeping him, but it goes beyond him, out for a Dunston throw. Taken quickly, but Phillipson will cut that out, heads it away, back for Robinson, who heads it out towards the right-hand side, but that's Coulson being forced back into defence, and then ball's clipped forward, looking for the right wing end. Baxter heads it forward for Robinson, good touch from him, will take him to the right wing, though Dolman's pace has managed to cover that and clear away, but only back to Baxter, who stayed high up, and then he's tackled this out for Dunston throw. Dunston looking the better in the early parts of this game. Actually, it's a former Stocksbridge youth product, someone who's come through the juniors, George Maris, who's just got on the score sheet for Mansfield Town. He's put them ahead against Barrow as Rawson fights the ball, loses out on it as he goes back to Baxu, sends it long. Hogg tries to put it out. It's not a great one, but enough to get it to Charlesworth, and then Poole will win it. Now to Turner, lays off for Charlesworth on the right. Charlesworth takes the touch and will send it long for Rawson to chase. It's a good ball to Rawson. He's got Turner free in the middle, but Rawson's pass can't find him. It's a weak one, and Phillips cuts it out. Now Rawson's got it back again on the right wing. He's going to put the ball into the middle. It's just going to loop for Stevens to claim. Watson was hovering, but Stocksbridge not able to make the most of it. It's 0-0 here after 7 minutes. Ball back here now for Stevens, who sends it long. Headed away by Phillipson, who goes over and he's going to stay down, actually, but now gets up and then clears the ball away as he gets up. Good feint, that. As ball's cleared down the line by Dunston, but to be right back in Townsend's arms. He's going to just take his time with it. Townsend will send the ball along. O'Connor heads on, and it's not going to make it to Dolman, but it is headed back to Watson, who has some open road, lays it off for Dolman. Lovely pass, but well cut out by Baxter. Back to Hogg, who puts it through the referee's legs to get it to O'Connor. Now back to Dolman. Now O'Connor, who's been forced backwards, puts it in the middle to Turner. Not a great touch. He's forced backwards. He has to get back to Oglesby, who is under some pressure, manages to evade the tackle of Maskell, and Oglesby sends it long, but too long, and back it is with Stevens. 8 minutes gone, remains 0-0. So we do try and keep you up to date with all the goals happening elsewhere in the and any other local and interesting fixtures. See, Sheffield United are leading 1-0 against Newcastle as they look to avoid being the worst defensive in history. I think they already are in a 38-game season. As Phillipson sends the ball on, but no one's going to contest it other than Walker. He heads it away, but Hogg intercepts. Now to Poole on the right wing. Back it goes for Phillipson. Takes a touch forward and then will send it long above Rawson's head it goes and will be covered by Swells, who heads it over to McDonald on the left, who takes the touch, and he's going to be forced backwards and all the way back to Stevens, who is out of his box on that left-hand side and can only slice it out for a throw-in. I don't think he was particularly happy about getting the ball there, and it will now be back with Charlesworth. And to Rawson, who chests it. Out it goes, and then he's been forced backwards. Out to Charles on the right. He's been forced backwards again. Now to Hogg, who clips one over the top. That O'Connor will try and chase, but McDonald's first onto it for Dunston. He's been forced into the corner. Gets it beyond O'Connor, knocks it off him, and It's just going to be allowed to spin out to be a goal kick. So stop neither team able to make. Yeah. So back with Stevens now. Stevens will send it long over the top of everyone, but then Charles has managed to knock it out into midfield to Hogg, but his pass is cut out by Pearson, who sends it back long with his control by Robertson, a bit of his arm helping him, but referee doesn't spot that, and it is now going to be contest midfield and won by Pearson. Out to McDonald left, who clips it long, and out again back to Dale Pearson, who sends the ball into the middle to Richard Carlson, but Phillipson cuts it out and then does enough to stop it going out for a corner, throw into Dunston. Looks like after initial goal-mad first 10 minutes in the non-Premier League, things have quietened down. Going to be the big long throw here from McDonald, and it's got some height on it. It makes it to the 6-yard area. Both players contesting that it came off each other, but referee says it's come off Phillipson, last not Maskell, and it will be a corner kick to Dunston, our first of the game. Just so you know, Hepburn and Stockton both fighting to be automatically promoted today, and right now both games there for Hepburn and Stockton are 0-0, meaning Hepburn would be crowned champions. They're all just down in Sheffield. Ball curled in. Rawson heads it away. It's only going to go to Robinson on the corner of the box. He's going to take it down the right wing. Puts a lofted ball in, looking for the far post. It's too high and out for a goal kick. 11 minutes gone and it remains 0-0 here. So Townsend just taking his time with this goal kick. He's got some short options, which Stocksbridge have done a few more times. But I think now we have just seen Oglesby and Phillips asked to push up, so we will see the traditional long option. Here comes Pulls. Ball forward, sent long. Going to go into the centre circle here. Turner heads it right up into the air, goes towards Rowing, but Dunston's there for it. They're going to collect it through Dale Pearson. He's been forced backwards into the centre circle as he lays it off for Wayne Phillips, and back it will go into defence. Jack Walker on the ball now. Ball clipped long onto the right side, but Dahlman has that covered. And it will be out for a goal kick. Just has it back again now. So a bit of a slow start at the game at the moment. No chances to speak of as of yet. Big goal for Dunston to know about has happened. Pontefract Collieries have taken the lead against Newton Aycliffe. They lead 1-0. There is an unknown goal scorer according to football web pages. This would mean Dunston will have to travel to Pontefract on Tuesday for the playoff game should the current results stand. And a goal at Hillsborough. Anthony Masaba has scored for Sheffield Wednesday. They lead 1-0 against West Brom. I'm getting Barrett by the vice chairman for saying the Sheffield Wednesday score. Oh, here. But there's also some people thinking happy about it. So, unfortunately, I think a few of our Stockton fans have gone down Hillsborough today rather than come here to support our last season. But we're still a healthy crowd here at Brackenmore to celebrate our last game of the season. It's out for enough. By the way, we've had all that, and Stocksbridge had a goal kick, took it out, and now immediately got another goal kick again. So we haven't really missed much. It's not been a thriller so far, but a lot of Stocksbridge games haven't really been thrillers over the last few weeks. Last two games have both been 0-0. Ball going long. Turner heads it on. Poole will fight for it. Flicks it on for Rawson, who chest controls it but loses it to Phillips. He's having a good game so far, Wayne Phillips. Laid off to McDonald on the left. Flips it forward to the left wing to Dale Pearce. Not to Dale Pearce, to David Robinson. Robinson now gets past two men, really good footwork, goes down a bit lightly, but he does get a free kick out of it. It's a dangerous free kick close to the corner of the box. And now a big opportunity for Dunston. So the man standing over here, just seeing Dale Pearson's going to leave it. It's going to be Wayne Phillips. It's actually not going to be the way it's been positioned. Actually, a bit further left than I think when the foul actually happened. The foul, I think, was much closer to that corner. But he's pulled it a bit further wide, which the referee, Mr. Trevor Han, has not spotted. But Phillips will now whip it in. He's looked to the far post. Townsend claims it really comfortably. Good work from Townsend there, and he will send it long. Watson will look to fight for it. Gets the first touch, but stumbles as he does so, and McDonald will clear away. Flicked on by Pearson, but head away, but only back to Dale Pearson. And he's on his own halfway line now. We'll send it across to Baxter on the right-hand side now. Back into the middle for Michael Pearson, and forward for Coulson, and then blocked, but then Baxter sends it forward again. Osley will head it out, will be a throw-in. Dunston having the better of the game so far. A goal involving a local fixture. Newcastle United have equalised in Sheffield United. Alexander Isak has scored. I think we should have done a swap deal there. Send some people up to Newcastle from Sheffield United, then others the Newcastle fans come down here to support Dunston. We could have been a good deal. As Ralston here, we'll send it out to Poole on the right. Tries to find it through to Turner, rushing through, but blocked. Would have been just passes seem to lack power a lot of the time. That seems to be a constant Stocksbridge problem, and maybe trying to be a bit too cute with it. As O'Connor flicks it over to Dorman on the left, and he's got a bit of space to move into, but instead he's going to take the pass to Watson, who gets a push in the back, but it's going to just go beyond, and O'Connor will look to keep it in. He doesn't do so. That's been decided by our assistant referee, our substitute assistant referee, who's in today, Alan Pegram, and it will be a throw into Dunston. So here comes the throw downfield, head away by Hogg, and then comes off Watson, and it'll be a throw to Dunston. Ball thrown out, Dorman will head it up into the air, then head on, will be bounced into the field, and Oglesby fighting for it, will pass it back to Townsend. Townsend has good control over it here. We'll send it long, looking for Rawson, who will chest it over his head to Watson. It's good skill from Rawson in the end, and then tries to left to O'Connor, just falls a bit short, and it is cleared away. Hey, Hogg's going to get onto the ball now, though. He's got back to goal and has to pass it over to the number 2, Charlesworth, as he goes back to O'Connor, who's going to send it over the top. Turner will chase, try and see if he can get the beat to McDonald, but McDonald looks to have that covered. He'll just boot that one out for a Stocksbridge throw. 18 minutes gone. It's 0-0 here. Right now, it's just with Charlesworth, who's going to throw it into the middle to Poole, and he tries to knock forward. It's been blocked by McDonald again, and you see McDonald is doing a really good job of locking down that left-hand side of the pitch at the moment. Back with Charlesworth now, so we've got to come up with something a bit different. Ball back to turn, then Charlesworth puts the ball in, cleared away. Going to go to Dorman, takes the touch. He's going to get it out to the right to Charlesworth. Looking to find someone forward of him. Poole flicks it on, finds Charles again, really good play. Lays off for Dorman, who beats his man. Dorman hits the shot. Good diving save from Stevens. It curled away at the last. Ball's still in play as Dunston looks to clear it away. Hey, with McDonald now, and he passed back into defence, and it is now going to be cleared away and going to be headed up into the air by David Robinson. Hogg tries to keep it in. He's miskicked it out for a Dunston throw. First proper effort on target of the game. Dorman really went a bit too close to the goalkeeper, but I think then curled a bit more than Aaron Stevens was expecting in that goal. He had to make a move to stop that from just sneaking in his near post. It remains 0-0, our first shot on target of the game. As Rawson's got it on the right wing there, but no one's in the box for it. Watson's there now. Back to Poole as a few people go in. Ball's going to float over. O'Connor just needs to control it on the right leg. O'Connor takes a shot. Curling shot. Just. O'Connor picked the right shot option there. After getting good control of it. He's got the beating of Stevens, who is at full stretch. It just goes wide of the far post as well. Two good opportunities for the Steels in quick succession, but it remains 0-0 at the moment. Neither taken. Stevens taking his time there, I think, trying to calm it down, and Stockbridge looking good at the moment. Have come back after Dunston had quite a bit of possession early on in this game. I don't know what the instructions are for Dunston in terms of knowing what else is happening, whether they know about Pontefract's score at the moment. What else? Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Ball goes long here, headed on by Maskell before it's cleared away. Rawson will try to go onto it. It goes back to Turner. Turner will get it to Poole on the right. Turner flicks it on, but Rawson can't get past Walker, who's doing really well to block off. Big goal in the relegation battle. Bridlington Town have equalised against Consett. That puts Brighouse back in the bottom two. So Winterton and Brighouse, even though they are both winning at the moment, are in the bottom two. So that relegation battle is looking very, very exciting, and I'm very glad we are not involved in it, as we may have been a few weeks ago. Ball's flicked on into the middle. Maskell's just floated off, but then Townsend beat him to it. It's just a slight little turning off from the Steels, and Jack Maskell, who's Dunstan's leading goal scorer, was inches away from getting onto it. Townsend sends it long. Rawson will fight for it, flicks it on. Watson will get it on the right-hand side, trying to get the beat of his man, but he won't beat him for pace. Back to Poole. Poole here with options. Lays it off to Hogg, who's rushing in the middle. Hogg flips in the middle. Watson almost gets it in. He gets the header at the near post. It goes looking for the far corner, but it's just inches wide. The Steels have had 3 big chances in 3 minutes, and they've not taken one of them yet. But Dunston are living on dangerous ground at the moment. It remains 0-0. Some local goals to tell you about. Doncaster Rovers are looking to make it 14 wins in 14, and they're on the way to doing it. Joe Ironside has put them ahead against Gillingham. And Rotherham United are not going to end the season with much pride at the moment. Tommy Conway has scored from the spot for Bristol City. Ball long from Stevens, headed away by Phillipson to Rawson, who controls it. Back to Hogg, who lays it forward to O'Connor. Tries to get to Watson, but miscontrols and nipped in by Baxter and Dunston clear. Back to Oaksy, will head it right back to Watson, who chest controls it. Gets it on, but then it's flicked away from him. O'Connor goes back to chase it. Back to Dorman, who knocks it through to Watson, who's been forced back, trying to get it back to Dorman. Back to Watson, who sneaks through to Dorman, but he had to drop deep to get it. Dorman's still on it. Really good work from him, and as it goes back to O'Connor, just a bit congested in that area at the moment, as Watson being forced backwards here. Back now to Hogg, who has got through a few players, but then back to Watson. I think they need to switch play here because it's not going out to that left area. Back it goes to Oglesby, who steps forward and he's going to send one long over the top. Look for O'Connor, but the offside flag is up. 23 minutes gone, remains 0-0. Not for like a Stocksbridge chances so far, though. So back now it is with Stevens to take this goal kick. This free kick. Sent long. Maskell will head it on, but no one can get onto that. So we'll be back with Townsend. Stocksbridge having a really good passage of play. Taking his time with it, Townsend, and will send it long, looking for Rawson, who controls it. Back to Poole, who puts it in the middle, but it comes off the back of Rawson's ankles. That allows McDonald to get away, and he feints away from Poole as he moves into the middle and switches it over to Craig Baxter, who will send that one long, looking for the run of Maskell. Townsend rushes out of his box and will clear it away. Big cheer from his daughter in the crowd, I could just heard, but it is still in play. Coulson on the ball, flicks it away to Pearson, who knocks it long, but blocked by Hogg, and Hogg takes his time over it, evades one challenge from behind before same one looking for Watson, but it's over the top of him and out for a throw-in. Right. We're going to take back to take your through. Down in the northern counties, Worsborough are leading 1-0 against Nostell Miners Welfare. We're glad that this season, because of just the sheer torture the weather has given to their pitch this season, which seems to be flooded every other week. Just being, their volunteers have done an incredible job to make sure their season's done on roughly on time. Rawson heads it on, looking for Watson. It's going to be headed away, but only to O'Connor, who crosses the halfway line. Right foot will look to switch plays, looking for Poole. It'll be a great pass. Poole can get onto it. It is a fantastic pass from O'Connor. Poole now needs to find an option in the middle. He's facing up his man. He moves into the box on the right wing. Goes the outside, puts it in, but weak pass and blocked at the near post. Out to the left-hand side, and will be out for a Stocksbridge throw. Here's Sutter just becoming saying a third 0-0 as well. The Steels have certainly had the chances to take lead and make sure it doesn't end up that way, but, well, at the moment it does remain 0-0. Ball in the middle, now back to Charlesworth. But he loses it to Dunston, and now with McDonald, who will clear away, but only Charlesworth who chests it down, but that's won by David Robinson, who will look to switch it to the right-hand side, well in from Dorman, who's going to try and turn it to attack, but Phillips stops that from emerging. And all the way back it goes to Stevens, who clears it away, looking for Maskell. Phillipson, though, will head it out to the right to Charlesworth, who takes the touch into the middle to Hogg, and then forward to Poole, who will lose out to McDonald, but Poole will win it back, and back it goes to Phillipson, who will send it long, uncontested, though, for the defender. And he will now send it over forward, looking for Charlesworth. Head away into Pearson. Then into the middle to the other Pearson. And now to Phillips. He will look to switch it over to Baxter on the right-hand side. Miscontrols it for a second, but forced backwards and continues to go backwards, but now finds Phillips as his metronome in the middle. Now to Michael Pearson and back to Wayne Phillips. Dunston looking to set a shape to attack with as Jack Walker on the ball and gives it over to McDonald on the left. Now ball going through, look for Maskell. Bit of a control. Thought might have touched his hand there, but no appeals for it, so I'm probably wrong. As it's over to the right wing here with Richard Coulson. Baxter's an overlapping option. Finds Baxter. His cross is blocked by Watson and will loop into Townsend's arms where his appeals for a corner. And it has been given by the linesman, our substitute linesman, as the corner. So Dunston have an opportunity from the set piece. So another good opportunity for Dunston. Game's livened up a bit in the last 10 minutes. Taking his time, Wayne Phillips has headed over to take this from the right-hand side. Plenty of options, but they all seem to be all lined up in a bunch on the edge of the area. The Dunston players, I'm sure we'll see some movement, and here comes the movement as they split, looking to run into the six. Townsend gets the punch it completely away, gets a second punch away, and now Charlesworth will boot it away. Watson looks to fight for it. Bit of a wrestling match, pulls him away from the ball, and it's back with McDonald, who will look to switch play, does it well to Phillips on the right-hand side. We'll find the overlapper Dale Pearson, who's been forced backwards, and he can only, well, he only ended up passing out play for a Stocksbridge throw, and that didn't work out at all as he wanted it to do. This could end up being important, and it's some good news for Dunston. Pontefract Collieries are down to 10 men. Danny Burns has been given a red card. Now, that means, I don't know what the rules are for this. He might be suspended for their playoff, or he might be suspended for the playoff final. I'm not sure how it will count in terms of playoffs. I mean, it might be informed that he is going to get suspended for Tuesday's game. So wherever it is played, Pontefract will be without Danny Burns. Makes sense, in the Premier League, an important goal has happened. Wong Hee Chan has scored for Wolves against Luton Town. So Luton Town struggling in the bottom three. Ball's gone long, looking for Rawson, who tries to hold it down. Doesn't get the first touch, but gets the second one and then gets beyond his man. He needs to find someone in the middle. He's going to try and put the cross in. He gets blocked, and it's a corner kick for the Steels. Doncaster are 2-0 upon Gillingham. Lee Molyneux scored. you're thinking, by the way, anything exciting might happen with Stocksbridge's position, we can't actually rise any higher than 15th, but we could drop to 16th if Ossett win and we don't pick up a win. Yeah, it's not too thrilling, but maybe the Steelers might take the lead here. Ball in, looking for that far post. Oglesby goes over his head and back to Phillipson, who will clip the ball back in, but it's blocked. Back to Hogg. I think there was a appeal for handball there, but I think it was half-hearted at its best, as O'Connor will get it over to the right-hand side to Thomas Poole, who moves in, puts the ball in the middle to Rawson. Rawson's looking to turn and will try and find O'Connor on the right, but then it's cleared away by McDonald. Goes all the way out to Maskell, but he's going to lose the ball to Charles. A big physical battle between the two. But then Maskell gets back to McDonald, who clears it out, only to Phillipson, who heads out to Oglesby. Oglesby will then return it all the way to Townsend. Townsend takes his touch, sends it long before Maskell can get to him. McDonald uncontested will head it away, but only to Hogg, who heads it forward to Poole, back to Charlesworth, and Charlesworth will take the touch. And he's going to look for the run of Turner, who is been deemed onside, but it's too long for him, and it's going to go out before. I think it's gone for a throw-in on right next to the corner flag. 31 minutes gone, remains 0-0 here. So, risk of throwing, can Stockbridge pen Dunston in a bit here? Here comes Dunston's long throw away and going to bounce once before it gets beyond Charlesworth, but then Hogg comes in out to Ozu. Knocks it long, but he intercepted in the midfield by Dunston. Turner will try and win it off Michael Pearson, but he can get it right to Coulson, who flicks it on, but Ozu reads it well, marshals his way out, and then will go over under pressure and gets the free kick. You can hear the Dunston fans aren't particularly happy about it. It's quite canny play from Charlie Oglesby, who allows the push to come into him to earn that free kick. It's one of those where he could have avoided the free kick, but he's done it. And the Dunston committee here having words with their assistant linesman here, who is Alan Pegram, and I believe must be some relation to Dominic Pegram on the bench for Dunston. I can't say the assistant linesman, our substitute assistant linesman, has put a foot wrong just yet, though. Though I'm sure we'll say something if he does. As ball's thrown here to Watson, who turns out of trouble, but then is tackled at the second time by Dave Robertson. Ball sent long, but just for Oglesby, who will send that long himself. Poole will try and contest with McDonald, but McDonald will take it. Poole was gambling that McDonald made a mistake. I don't think he'll make one today, and looking at the way he's played so far. Dunston's ball long goes all the way now to Townsend. Will take it into his own box and over to the side. Forward it goes now to Hogg, who turns well. Out of trouble away from the challenging Robertson, out to O'Connor. O'Connor now over to the left to Dahlman. Dahlman will pass it back now to O'Connor. And all the way back to Townsend, who slices it forward, but Turner should be able to get to it, but he can't do so actually. He goes to McDonald, who flicks it long for Phillipson heads away. McDonald heads again, but into the field. Hogg will look to win that. Gets good control with it. Sideways to O'Connor, who first time sends it to Watson, who's under pressure. Back to O'Connor, and then back to Dahlman. Dahlman will put it in the middle to Turner, who controls it, loops up into his face, but then back to Hogg, who knocks forward, blocked by Dunston, and Dunston will start the attack. Maskell flicks it out to the right wing. Coulson, well in though from Oglesby, who's blocked it off, and it will be a throw into Dunston on the right wing. 33 minutes gone, remains 0-0 here. Steels could be on the track for their third 0-0 in a row. Breckamore, the home of thrilling football. On to the right-hand side here. With Baxter throws it out to the right-hand side and back to Baxter, moves into the middle, loops the ball in, but over the head of Robinson. Phillipson will head away, Poole controls, touch it on to Turner. Turner back to Poole, who sends it long, looking for Rawson, but well headed away. Now to McDonald, who is going to avoid a rush from Turner. And then ends up losing it to Watson, but McDonald is fighting for that every single way, and he does come away with the ball. It's great work from Christopher McDonald. And now it's to the right with Craig Baxter. Sends it forward to the right wing. Into the middle it goes. Now to Phillips, and back it goes to Swales. Ball sent long to Phillipson, headed away to Dolman, and Dolman's been forced back and in the end clears it off, and it will be a Dunston throw. Now, last year, in the last game of the season, Stocksbridge and Dunston had their own fight on the last day of the season for that final playoff spot. Dunston were looking to try and take it off us on that last day as we made the trip to Bridlington, but in the end, Dunston and Stocksbridge both lost, meaning that Stocksbridge held on to that playoff spot. And obviously Stocksbridge would lose in the semi-finals to Stockton on penalty shootout. Dunston on the attack now to McDonald with a big goal to tell you about when we have a break in play. As Dunston fight out, turn heads away, and it goes to Hogg, and Hogg will slip it out to Poole. Poole takes touch, and he's going to send it long looking for Watson, but it's too far for him. Stevens out, heads it away. O'Connor's trying to rush onto it. Stevens well out of his box and has to pass it out to McDonald. Bit of a panicky area for him. But then the ball goes through to Robinson, but sliding challenge from Phillipson stops him. Still Dunston on the ball. Maskell down the left-hand side, cuts in. Back it goes now to Michael Pearson. Now out to David Robinson, and back it goes to Mike Pearson, who's going to put a ball into the middle, but Phillipson deals it, clears it out, but only out to Christopher McDonald. Into the middle to Wayne Phillipson, now to the number 5 Juice Wells, who pushes forward, now to all to the right to Craig Baxter, who moves in, gets it on his left foot, puts the ball in, and Maskell's got the touch on it. It's bouncing in the box, and then it falls to Charlesworth, and he's going to take his time for clearing it away. Still with Dunston, though, after the clearance. With Swales, now leads it to Wayne Phillips. We'll get it to the right-hand side, and headed beyond Dolman, but Dolman's going to take the touch, try to knock it off Coulson, but not powerful enough. Coulson wins it off him, then goes back to Coulson, who's been forced out, now to Wayne Phillips. Left-footed will put the ball into the box. Phillipson, big, strong clearance away from that, though. Swales will win the header forward and get back to Phillips. Stocksbridge pushing out to try and see if he can win the ball higher up the pitch. And it's a bit of a battle for Pearson on the ball, but he will get it back to Phillips, who gets it forward. Sign challenge goes into the middle, but goes back to Hogg, who will clear it forward, but only back to Dunston. Back to the right-hand side to Craig Baxter. Gets beyond O'Connor. Into the forward to Robinson, but then Stockbridge win the ball back, and Oglesby will clear away, but only back to Dunston. Dunston then are getting the ball back as easy as all, but eventually a long ball forward is headed back now to Townsend. Rolls it out for Charlesworth. Takes his time with it. Short now to Poole, who will then pass it back to Charlesworth. Takes the touch, and back it will now go to Townsend, who sends the ball high up into the air. Headed away from Pearson, but then Stockbridge clear away, but it's only gone back to Dunston. And all the way out for a Steele's throw. Charlesworth throws in the middle to Oglesby. He takes his time with it. Switched out to Watson, but his chest just is intercepted, and Dunston are able to clear it away. Battle in that middle at the moment, and then we flicked onto the left to Pearson. And the ball referee's not giving it. Dunston are pretty sure it is. Stocksbridge are looking to take advantage of the Dunston stopping. Poole on the right will lay it off for Rawson on the right. He's got options in the middle. Rawson plays in the middle, cleared away to the near post and kept in quite well before going out for a throw-in. Dunston, though, believed it was a handball. They claimed for it, and because they stopped completely claiming it, it allowed Stocksbridge to launch that counter-attack. And it will be a throw for the Steele's close to corner flag. Brighouse are now 2-0 up on Carlton. And let you know that they could overtake Bridlington on goal difference. And if they score 8 more goals. Or 7 more goals, sorry. They'd get on goals won then. So, if they win 9-0 today, they can do it. Football's thrown to Rawson on the right. Rawson puts the ball in, blocked, and it will loop out for a corner kick. Stockbridge second of the game. So corner kick for Stocksbridge here. I muted it. Waiting for Poole's corner. Looking for the far post here. Headed away before Phillipson could get onto it. Hogg, the first man on. He will recycle it to O'Connor. O'Connor will run towards goal. He's going to take a drill shot, but saved at the near post by Stevens. Sends it long, and he's looking for Dale Pearson. Takes a touch, slips it through really well, but it comes off the ankle of Robinson, and that stops that attack from having much movement. It's still with Dunston, though. Dale Pearson takes the long-range effort, blocked by Dolman, and Turner will clear it away for Watson. Back it goes now to O'Connor, who gets it through to Turner, but that's not a great pass from Turner, and it's going to end up going out for a Dunston throw. So 40 minutes gone. Dunston back on the ball. Closing in on half-time. Half-time pretty much everywhere in play due to assistant referee being injured and having to find a replacement. Michael Pearson on the ball now. We'll switch it towards the right hand. And now we'll find backs who can't control it, and then he falls backwards, comes off backs the last, and will be a throw into Stocksbridge. So back now with Dolman for this throw-in. Ball thrown down the line, headed on, but by a Stocksbridge player, and out for another throw. So, but this time for Dunston. So back with Baxter for this throw-in. Dunston needs to take the lead if they want home advantage. Don't want to have to travel to Pontefract on a Tuesday night. As the ball's going through to Maskell. Out to the right. Now with Coulson. Cuts in on the inside. Finds the overlap, but then well in from O'Connor, who makes the tackle, and O'Connor's going to carry this away himself. Lays off for Turner. Turner turns and looks for Poole, but poor pass, but then Charlesworth wins it. Forward to O'Connor, who flicks it over to Poole. Poole lays back forward, looking for Rawson. Rawson on the right, cut it on the inside, but well won by Walker, and then back to Stevens, who intercepts. Headed away by Charles, back in Dunstan's defence for now, and it's with Michael Pearson, who passes it back to McDonald, who clears it away. Phillipson will head it back. It's caught in the middle, and Hogg will win it on, and Hogg wins back to Charles, who sends it long. Charles will chase it down to Poole, who finds Rawson again, back to Poole. Poole looked to flick it on, no one was there for it. Stevens will claim. 42 minutes gone in this game. And it's back now with the goalkeeper, Stevens. Taking his time with it, the Dunston keeper. Long it goes. Phillipson will head it out, looking for Rawson, who looks to control. Phillips wins it off him, and then we'll take the pass out to Maskell's on the left wing, but Charles been well on him. It goes out for a throw. McDonald will take this throw. Long throw goes in. Oglesby will head it out, and it goes all the way back to Michael Pearson. Takes a touch and gets it beyond Hogg, but then Turner wins the ball off him, but then it's right back. On the left-hand side here, then well won by Turner, who will look to carry it away. Good fine challenge, gets it away again. Turner handballs it while on the ground. It will be a free kick. Ian Richards not happy with it, thinks so, but he definitely did come off Turner's arms on that occasion. The only appeal Stocksbridge could have that there was a foul beforehand, but I don't think there were personally. And now it's back with Dunston for a free kick, and they're going to try and use this to get the ball into the box. McDonald will put the ball into the box. Headed away and looping. Townsend claims it underneath his bar. I think that might be Dunstan's first shot on target, actually. So, back with Townsend now, who takes his time with it. Sends the ball long, looking for Watson, but head away from him. Battling midfield, Hogg chests it out, looking for Watson again, but Phillips will win that. Watson gets foot in though, and he goes to O'Connor, who comes down the left-hand side. And O'Connor, past to nobody in particular, is intercepted by Swells, and it's cleared away. Back it goes now to Baxter, who takes the touch. Knocked out to the right. And Watson's going to win it. Watson has a chance here as Watson's on the left-hand side into the box. Surrounded by a player, takes a curling shot. Good effort, and Poole was almost there with a header himself. Stocksbridge have certainly had the better chances in this half. They've just not taken any, and Watson wasn't far off, and Poole wasn't far off connecting at the far post either. So it remains 0-0 after 44 minutes. So back it will go for Stevens to take. Just takes his time with it at the moment. The keeper, we are closing in on half time. Here it goes long from Stevens. He does shouted afterwards. I don't think he's happy with it, but it's actually worked well because it's got to Maskell now in a good positions. He tries to knock it beyond the defender, but Charles reads it, and Charles will now pass it back to Townsend, who will boot that one away. Watson will contest it, but away by Swale, much bigger than Watson. Maskell just handed it on for Robertson to chase, but now it's back with Townsend. Looks like we'll have a minute of added time for this first half. And now reset long by the keeper, looking for Rawson, heads it on. O'Connor tries to get over, but Swells heads it away. Back to Poole, who gets under his feet and then moves away, moves into the centre. Poole continuing to run towards centre, finds Dolman on the left. Now tries to get it through, but Phillips blocks it, and Phillips will now clear away, looking for all that their left wing, but Charles has it covered, and Charles will just marshal it, gets shoved over, and it's a free kick from the Fraser from Dale Pearson, who immediately has a yell at the referee, and Dale Pearson must be careful not to get himself in the book if he continues shouting like that at the ref. So back now for Townsend, who will come up to take this. Townsend having a quick sip of water before doing so from his goalkeeping coach. Really is taking his side at Townsend. I think this will be probably the last action of the first half. Whatever happens, as sends it out to the right-hand side. Slice back to Poole, who will put a ball in, but no one's there for it. Phillips intercepts, and Phillips clears it away. Back to Charlesworth. Charlesworth takes it short to Poole, and he puts it into the middle, and Dorman will get onto it. Dorman does well, and gets it to Turner, but I think Dorman's pass is blocked by Dorman, and it's back to Dunston, and just they think they're going to launch attack. It is half-time here. So it's 0-0 here between Stockbridge and Dunston. Stockbridge had a few chances on goal, but they haven't been able to take any of them. It remains 0-0, and Dunston at the moment will have to travel for their playoff match. We'll see you in 15 minutes. Hello and welcome back to the second half of this Northern Premier League East tie between Stocksbridge Park Steels and Dunston UTS. It is 0-0 here. I'm Adam Allcroft, your sponsor is Jason Rawson, carpet fitters player. Welcome to the last 45 minutes of the season for Stocksbridge. Dunston have got another game to go, at least. So the game has now kicked off. Dunston have just headed the ball away. They're in the all-red kick, kicking from left to right. While Stocksbridge Park Steels, who have just got the ball back, are in yellow shirts, blue shorts, blue socks, kicking from right to left. The teams are as follows. There's been no changes at the break. Ben Townsend in goal, then Tom Charlesworth, Jack Dolman, Luke Hogg, Charlie Oglesby, Alex Phillipson, Curtis Turner, Alex O'Connor, Luke Rawson, Thomas Poole, and Jack Watson. The benches Bailey Ty Baker, Kyle Austin, Dan Nelson, Ollie Novak, and Tommy Marshall. Well, for Dunston, it's Aaron Stevens in goal, then Craig Baxter, Christopher McDonald, Wayne Phillips, Jude Swales, Jack Walker, Richard Coulson, Michael Pearson, Jack Maskell, David Robinson, and then Dale Pearson. Benches Sado Jallo, Luke Carr, Jordan Lamb, Jack Kamada, and Dominic Pegram. Dominic Pegram's relative, Alan Pegram, is running the line today after an injury to assistant linesman, Mr. Carrot. Ball goes here to Wayne Phillips. He's going to knock it long here over the top. Robinson's going to fight for it. Gets a shove from Oglesby. A bit of a 50-50 one, that one. And Stocksbridge get the look on that call. It goes out for a free kick. Some goals to tell you about, by the way, that happened because we've had the late start. Sheffield Wednesday are 2-0 up on West Brom. IK Ugbo has doubled their lead. Wolves are 2-0 up on Luton. Gomez has scored. Fulham are 1-0 up on Palace. Carvalho has scored for them. And Newcastle United are 2-1 up on Sheffield United. Bruno Guimaraes has scored. Big loop ball into the middle. Comes off Rawson. Appeals for a handball. It may have come off the upper arm of Rawson there. I think it might have. I think may have hit the shirt area, and that is the typical rule the referees are meant to follow. So still, I've had a bit of luck already. The game's gone on the way here. It's gone 0-0 here. There'll be a corner kick to Dunston on this right-hand side. Here comes the lofted ball into the middle, and Townsend claims it really well. He's one of the highest-rated players, goalkeepers in the league. Ball long now. Charles knocks it to Rawson. Tried to find Poole, but he's blocked off. He's trying to carry on himself now. Ends up laying off a Hogg, who lovely little ball to Dolman, who has space to run into. He's going to now put the pass forward to Watson. Dolman is back there in the middle, but Watson has got the space. Finds Dolman. Dolman will put the cross into the middle beyond Rawson and then cleared away by McDonald. Hogg will try and head it back into the area, but only falls to Turner. Back to O'Connor. Back to Watson on the left. Watson will now move in on the inside. Avoid the challenge. Watson's going to think about the shot. He's gone for the shot. And, well, that is not a good shot. I think if you see a pigeon fall out of the sky in a second, I wouldn't be too shocked. That's the sort of shot it was. The best news is he's just got 2 points for the Stocksbridge rugby team as a conversion, so... Goals. Only one goal in the Northern Premier League East since the restart of the second half. Sam Tingle has put us ahead, so we're moving down to 16th at the moment. As Watson will knock it long, but it's cleared away. All the way to David Robinson as a chill just bites the air here. O'Connor on the ball, got some harassment and his arm being pulled, but he gets away from it really well. Bursts forward, tries to lay the pass off, but it's blocked, but only falls back to Hogg, who's going to send it long. Watson battling for it. Goes over under pressure from Baxter, but definitely not enough pressure for a free kick. Baxter sends it long, but Watson goes in late. And Jack Watson is going to surely be our first yellow of the game for that one. It's nice to see that Bobby Poynton has got on the score sheet for Bradford City. He's been on loan to various teams in the Northern Premier League East, including Brighouse and Ossett. That was just last year. Now he's making an impact. Shows you that you can go on loan to this level and make an impact professionally at your own team. Bristol City have gone 2-0 up on Rotherham as well. Scott Twine has scored. Big goal in the promotion battle. Stockton Town have taken the lead against Belper. They are now currently at top of the Northern Premier League East. Hebburn will need to take the lead against Sheffield if they want to be automatically promoted. And a big goal for Dunston in Newton Aycliffe. Newton Aycliffe have equalised against Pontefract. Ethan Ord has scored. Dunston return to third and will host their playoff semi-final as current results stand. So big couple of minutes then in that battle at the top of the table that unfortunately we're not involved with this season. There's Coulson battle for it, but he knocks it off Oglesby. Will be a Stocksbridge throw. Will be a Dunston throw, sorry. Grimsby Bury have took the lead against Liversedge. Kane Winfara has scored. That game is not going to matter as Dunston have just won a free kick in a really good position here. Could be a dangerous one for the Steels to defend. Gillingham have got one back against Doncaster. Seni Dieng has scored. 51 minutes gone 0-0 here as Baxter prepares to take this free kick and a good opportunity to put the ball in. Baxter takes his time over it. Here comes the ball, right footed, looping towards far. It's a really good ball. Doesn't get the header onto it, but it goes away from goal. Appeals from everyone there for a free kick. Not been given either way. Watson here being pressed and being got 3 players on him and unsurprisingly loses the ball. Clearance eventually is blocked and goes out for a point. Just as we said Stockton were leading the table, Hebburn have scored against Sheffield FC. Dean Briggs the goal scorer. So now Hebburn are at top of the table. So Stockton, if they want to be champions and automatically promoted and not have to host Carlton in the playoffs, and have playoffs for the 3rd year in a row, and they've lost 2 finals in a row. Well, they've lost in the playoffs twice in a row. 2 finals in a row, definitely, yes. To Mask and then Long Eaton, they will need Sheffield to score. Townsend claims the ball in the box. Now we'll quickly send it long. Watson will advance the ball. Now Rawson's going to fight for it. Rawson gets to beat his man. Just needs to turn his defender, but the tackle goes in. Back to O'Connor, takes a shot. It's well over from O'Connor and well wide as well. Rawson was just trying to open it up so he could get it on his right foot. He didn't want to take it on his left. That allowed the tackle to go in and stopped him having the immediate chance. And then it fell to O'Connor in a good position, but he could only send it well over. Tekesi Chai was having a little chat with O'Connor after that one as well. Back now with Stevens for this goal kick. 53 minutes gone. Ball goes long. Phillipson heads it away. Baxter heads it right back, and it will go to Coulson on the right. Coulson gets the overlap of David Robertson, who knocks off Oglesby and gets the throw into the away side. Newcastle United are 3-1 up on Sheffield United. Alexander Isak has scored. I'm sure there's plenty of Dunston fans who also are very fond of Newcastle who will be happy with that result. So will be a throw-in. It'll be a long throw-in from Dunston. Big throw into the box. Headed away by Rawson and then cleared away. Watson will fight for it, and it comes off his back, and he's going to try and get a beating, but I think he's going to go out before he can get onto it. Can't do it. And there's a bit of quiz together between Baxter and Watson. It's only Stocksbridge's throwing, but the after's been Stocksbridge aren't able to take it quickly. Baxter's going to talk to it. Oh, Watson. Baxter. Looks like we're going to have to keep an eye on that battle because it's getting a bit tense between the two, who both have torn lumps out of each other already. As Dorman throws it to O'Connor, then back to Dorman, who's going to try and put a ball into the box, but it's poor and goes straight to Stevens. 4 minutes gone, and the ball sent long. But just confession, Jack Watson did get a booking for that challenge. As the ball sent long here. Hogg tries to head away, only heads it sideways, but Dorman, big clearance away and headed back out by Walker into midfield, flicked on, and then falls to Coulson, who knocks one over the top, but Phillipson will read it well and head it away. Dorman looking to be the first one onto it, but with a man advancing, uses his right foot to whack it out the stadium. Ball goes now to Baxter. Puts the ball forward Now to David Robinson on the right. Puts the ball into the middle, but Phillipson reads it and boots that one away. Will be a throw-in. So now with Baxter. All right, then back to him after the 1-2. Look over the top of Dorman's head, but Oglesby will cover that out as it goes out for a goal kick. 55 minutes gone, remains 0-0 here. Dunston will be happy even because as results stand, they will have home advantage in the playoffs because Pontefract are also drawing. Stockton have scored again. Michael Roberts has put them 2 up against Belper, but they need Sheffield FC to equalise if they want to be the champions. O'Connor puts in the middle to Turner. Turner forced further left. Finds Watson now. Watson will be looking to turn his man, but he's being forced back every moment. Tries to find O'Connor, but tackle. Watson will win it back, and it's with Maskell, who lays it off now for David Robinson. Puts it into the middle, then back 1-2. Finds Baxter again. Baxter slices his cross, and he goes over a goal kick. It's really good football from Dunston up to then, but the final ball from Baxter lets him down, and he gets a jeer from the Stocksbridge fans, who are starting to turn him into the panto villain of the day. So back now with Townsend. Sending it long. Watson controls and into the middle and pass it back to Turner. Turner will switch it over to Dorman on the left. Quick touch from him, then back to Oglesby after he's gone into a cul-de-sac. Oglesby, left-footed, will look for the run of Dolman and Watson, but might just be a bit too long. It is. We'll go for a throw near the corner flag. Stocksbridge, they will look to pay in Dunston in. Gillingham have been 2-0 down and now 2-2 against Doncaster Rovers. Anderson has given them the draw there, but Doncaster will keep 5th spot in the playoffs as results stand. Baxter, big throw down the field. Hogg will head it back to Watson, who gets it back to Turner. Opens up for Turner, finds some space, and then we'll try and get it to right hand side. No one's there for it. But doing a great, lovely pass. If there was someone there, no one was. Dunston will clear it. McDonald sends it down long, look for David Robinson. And then Charles gets a foot in, knocks it off Robinson, and gets the throw in the Steel's way. Newcastle United are now 4-1 up on Sheffield United. Ben Osborne has scored an own goal. Sheffield United well on their way to the worst Premier League defence of all time and the 100-goal mark. As Stocksbridge break down the right-hand side, Rawson and having a battle here with the number 5, and then they both go down together, and the free kick will be given Dunstan's way. I was wondering which way on was going to go, because you could have seen it given either way, to be honest, as both have kind of hold each other down. Really, you could have said, no, the free kick should have been given, but yeah, it's going to be back now for Aaron Stevens to take this free kick on the left-hand side of his area. Stockton are now 3-0 up against Belper. Kevin Hayes, the latest goal scorer. I think they're making sure their part of the job's done. They just need Sheffield FC to give them the helping hand down there in Derbyshire. As Dorman sends the ball on, but it's too long and it'll be out for a goal kick. 59 minutes gone. 0-0 here. We'll be running an extra 10 minutes than every other team in the league due to that delay in kick-off. We do have our presentation evening after this, so keep an eye on our social media channels. I'm going to guess that we might have had 3-0 to Sheffield Wednesday, judging by the cheer we've got from someone who's listening to the game. Listening to some other commentator. You're just listening to another commentator inside of your main commentator. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not taking it personally or anything. The ball goes long to O'Connor, goes long, tackled by Swales and out into midfield. Then knocked down the line by Baxter. And Robinson's won it really well, kept it in, but then well in from Hogg to the tackle. Hogg takes touch, spins out of trouble really well. And then Dolman touches it onto Watson. Watson gets shoved back by Baxter. It's a free kick. Baxter's really not happy with that. Baxter might be getting a yellow for persistent fouling with the next one, I'd reckon. As Townsend comes up to take this free kick. Sheffield Wednesday, confirmation that they are 3-0 up against West Brom. Josh Windass has scored for the Owls. Townsend puts the ball into the box. Oakley moves late, heads it onwards, but out for a goal kick in the end. Technically, that's a shot off target. It was a ball towards goal. Ashington are 2-0 up on North Ferriby. Daniel Maguire has scored. Here comes a long ball from Stevens. To the left-hand side. But then they lose the ball to Hogg. But then Stocksbridge on Hogg hauls down his man as he goes away with it. Free kick to the away side. So Dunston with a chance to get the ball into the box as they have been doing on a consistent basis. Well, we've got better news for Dunston. Newton Aycliffe have taken the lead against Pontefract Collieries. Cole Kiernan has scored. So it means that no matter what happens here, at the score stand, Dunston will have that home spot. So, Stocksbridge can take the lead. It's fine, Dunston. Just let off for a bit. Ball is lofted into the box by Dunston. Townsend comes out of the box to punch it away. It was Coulson trying to put the ball back into the box. It's been blocked. Coulson's raced out to get it again. Tries to get it beyond his man, but then Dolman comes out, clears it. Only back to Baxter will put it back into the box. Hogg heads away. And then Phillips will head it onto the right wing. No one's there for it out for a throw-in. 62 minutes gone. Remains 0-0 here. As the various Stockbridge players are now heading down the line to have their warm-ups. So we might see some substitutes in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Stocksbridge well on the way to their third 0-0 in a row. As Poole gets it back to Dolman, who just about controls it and gets it back to Poole, who evades the tackle and then the first forward back, and then we'll switch it over to Phillipson. Phillipson sends the ball on looking for Watson. And that is not good news because Watson has just had his hamstring completely go on him then as he runs out. Liv Phillips, our physio, will head on for treatment, but that's one of those where you just go, you think that's going to be off, and it's really concerning. You just saw him as soon as he was running for it, pace to his defender, and he's just stopped clutching his left hamstring, and that is a bad one to see. So we might see either Tommy Marshall or Ollie Novak a bit earlier than we expected to do so. So Liv is just working on treatment there. I'm not sure how much he'll be able to do in the circumstances. Actually, I've just worked it out here. With Sheffield United losing, I believe they get relegated today. I hadn't looked at that beforehand, so Sheffield United will be returning to the Championship just as Sheffield Wednesday look like they might be securing a place in the Championship for next year. So, yep, Steel City Derby might back. Please don't collide it. We have Stocksbridge home game. Please, we would like some people here. Put it on the telly. So, and Watson will be heading off, and there will be a substitute. Actually, Dunston making a substitute at the same time. So, Jordan Lamb is going to be coming out, and Tommy Marshall will be the man for the Steels coming on. So, we've got two substitutes. First, Tommy Marshall. So, Tommy. So, Dale Pearson, the man heading off for Dunston, and Jordan Lamb heading on. It is his time of year. We are in spring after all. So, look forward to seeing what Jordan Lamb will do for Dunston. Occasionally, he can be accused of woolly thinking on the ball, but we've got you've got till July to a back, so that is worrying for Watson. He cannot put any pressure on his left leg as he's being brought back to the touchline. Elliot Murray and Ross Goodwin helping him, who'll be on the sidelines today. His Dorman will now send it long, but it's a poor ball out for a throw-in. Well, I don't think we've got some goals to tell you about. Cleethorpes have equalised against Ossett United. Alex Flett, the goal scorer. And Hebburn are now 2-0 up on Sheffield FC. I think, barring some drama, there is a party happening down in Dronfield for Hebburn. I would call them Geordies, but we've got other people from Gateshead with us, and they are so localised, these different names that North Easterners have, that I don't dare get it wrong. Already, Laura Tyler, our welfare officer, that is from that part of the world, has told me off because I accidentally called. Well, I think I called someone from Sunderland a smoggy, and it's actually a Middlesbrough thing, or vice versa. I don't know. I know Hartlepool and monkey hangers. Baxter's going to loop a ball into the box from a free kick, headed into the area, but Rawson touches away. Then Hogg plays out, but blocked by Lamb. Now to the left-hand side he goes, and back to Lamb, who puts a high floating cross, and it was Coulson way to the far post, but it bounced just a bit ahead of him, and it will be back for a goal kick. 67 minutes gone, remains 0-0 here. Looks like we're going to end the season with 3 0-0s in a row at the moment. 20 minutes to go, plus 20 minutes plus, but it's not the most exciting way to finish a season, as Townsend sends the ball right at Lamb, and Lamb's going to immediately take on Charlesworth, and does take on Charlesworth. But Lamb, great sliding challenge from him. There was a debate on whether it may have caught off Lamb last, but the referee decides it comes off Charlesworth last. It will be a corner to Dunston. And he's as quick as, and I've used it already, but he's as quick as a spring, Lamb. Newcastle are 5-1 up on Sheffield United. Callum Wilson has scored. He might get to it. Newcastle United have now scored 13 goals against Sheffield United this season.
Don't rub it in.
I will rub it in as much as possible. 3 goals Sheffield United are away from the magic 100 mark. Might make it today. There's Wayne Phillips here to take a second corner. First one was headed away. Stockton are 4-0 up on Belper. Michael Roberts has scored, and Grimsby are 2-0 up on Liversidge. Luke Horn, the goal scorer. Here comes Phillips' corner, left-footed. Looking for the far post. Rawson heads it away. Goes to the edge of the area where Robertson takes touch. Tries to get out towards the left. Does do so. Gets it beyond here. Looking for Pearson, but it's going to be covered and then go out of play. Well, it's not as exciting the last time Dunston made a visit here. It was probably one of the most thrilling games of last season. Dunston away here at Stocksbridge on a rainy Tuesday night. Dunston went 2-0 up. Liam Fierce scoring an absolute stunner to make it 2-0 in that game. But then in the 92nd and 94th minute, to rescue their playoff bid, Stocksbridge, through Charlie Wood on loan from Bradford City, now doing a scholarship in America, scored. It was his only 2 goals, but, well, they mattered. It was one of the best nights I've had here at Brackenmore after it seems miserable ones. Dunston in the box here, takes a shot at goal, blocked, pulls racing back to defend, does do so, gets the ball first. He's trying to get towards the left wing, he does, and he will clear it out, but only as far as Baxter, who chests it down, and O'Connor gets the touch away. Out to the right now to Phillips, avoids one challenge from Turner. Out to the halfway line and then clip forward. Chest down from Coulson, out to Baxter on the right. Tries to put it into the middle to Old Robinson. He goes down the right. Cross goes in. It's a good-looking cross. Just over the head of Lamb on the left. And now here comes the right wing cross blocked. And Charles is out for a throw-in on that left wing. So Gummy and McDonald long throw here. Dunston looking really good in the last 5 minutes. Here comes, it's a very flat long throw as well, but big, strong header from Charlie Oglesby way. Marshall's taking his first touches now since coming on. He's on a battle with Phillips, and he's done really well to keep him off the ball. Back to Charles, who sends it long. It's Hogg who's in attacking mode, and Hogg didn't do too bad a job at centre forward, and Rawson didn't do too bad a job at defensive midfield. They're heading the clearance away. Oglesby on the ball now, who sends it long, but it's just going to come out for the throw. Smashes off the roof. 70 minutes gone, 20 to go of this season, and it's 0-0 here. Ball flung long. Shoved off the ball's Dorman, but it's cleared away then just to Turner. Turner takes touch, carries forward. Back to Poole, who puts it back into the middle for Hogg, who carries on forward. Hogg continuing to go forward and out to the right to Charlesworth. Back to Hogg, who lays it short to Turner and then finds Charles on the overlap. Now he's going to got a pass forward to O'Connor. He's on the right wing, has options in the middle. As he puts the cross in, looks for Rawson, but head away from him, loops in the air, Poole's trying to get to it, headed towards Ross. Rawson misses to turn and shoot, he fails to do so, tackles in as he goes down, and he hasn't shot, and it doesn't clear, and frustrations with Rawson. He turned and he had the chance, but then he didn't take it, and he wants 20 goals, he's 2 goals away from it, and if he misses, he can't take those opportunities, he won't get his 20 goals. Manchester United are 1-0 up on Burnley. Dos Santos, the goal scorer. I'm not even sure who he is. I've got to imagine that's just a Brazilian player that comes out different on the video printer. Dom has to turn and try to find Dom again, but blocked. Luton have on back against Wolves. Carlton Morris, the goal scorer. And Winterton are 2-0 up on Grantham. Paul Grimes has scored, but that still means Winterton are bottom. They would need to score another 6 goals to get off bottom as result stands. O'Connor pass through to Rawson. Rawson tries to get me on to Dom and then back up to O'Connor, who keeps it in really well, but the offside flag is what denies him. I weren't sure if he was offside, but here comes another Dunston substitute. It is Dominic Pegram coming on. Actually, no, Salah Jallo coming on. Do apologise. So a different number there. So Salah Jallo coming on. He comes off Wakefield. So that is Dunston going for it, interestingly. There's no need to go for it, but they will do so anyway. Because momentum before the playoffs is not a bad thing. Though only one team in the playoffs are currently winning, whereas every team in the relegation area is. As the ball's headed in front of the path for Maskell to run into. Maskell on the left wing now, moves on to his right, puts the ball in, blocked by Charlesworth, who gets it on the second attempt and clears it away. Back from McDonald, who heads it into midfield. And then we'll cut it over to that left-hand side. There is an important goal in the Championship relegation battle, which we will inform you of when there is a break in play, just to put some tension in the hearts of the Wednesday fans around here. Ball goes through looking for Marshall, but it's well covered by Walker, who gets it to Swales, who carries it forward. Puts it in the middle now for Coulson, who carries it. He's moved into the centre with Jallo on the right wing. Coulson now puts it in the middle now with Michael Pearson. Pearson will switch plays, looking for the runner back. So it's not a bad looking ball here, but Poole will get the first touch on it. Touch out for a throw. So that important goal to say about it is good news, Sheffield Wednesday, because Millwall are leading 1-0 against Plymouth. So back for Jallo on the right wing, gets it beyond his man, and puts by and takes a short pass to Maskell, Michael Pearson, I'm sorry. Then back to Baxter. Baxter lays it off to the edge of the box and then clipped in by Coulson, but it's short. Phillipson gets touch on the edge of the area is the free kick. That Phillipson clips the Dunston attacker, and it will be one on the very edge of the area. Big opportunity for Dunston. And the Steels have to defend. It's one of those that I'm worried about commentators cursing it, but it's one of those that I think you typically say, is it too close? I also thought it was further right than that, to be honest. The actual place spot so far, it's been moved quite central, but it's just, I'd say, half a yard outside area. It's in the semicircle on the bar. That is a tricky job for whichever. It could be Mike Pearson, it could be Sado Jallo, it could be Christopher McDonald. There is 3 options here. It could be Sado Jallo take it, it's blocked by the wall. Back to McDonald, who takes the shot, blocked by Luke Hogg. What a great block by Hogg. Out to Poole on the left, who's going to flick it over the top. Marshall could get to it first, but no, it's going to be Stevens who clears it away. And there it is off the roof of the stadium. 75 minutes gone, remains 0-0. We'll be getting close to some full times here. Dolman with the throw. But it's pulled. Now Darman tries to put the thing, but it's blocked. Jallo almost takes out one of our fans.
That's all.
They're showing why they're not in the team. As Dolman throws it up to Poole, back to Dolman, who knocks it forward, out to Rawson, who flicks it on. Marshall's looking to get the beat to Walker, but Walker gets to it first, passes it to Swales, who clears that one away. Out to Phillipson, who will head it out towards Charlesworth, but headed back into the defence, but Hogg will head that one away. Charlesworth looks to get this defeat and does knocks it on for Marshall to try and cause a problem with, but in the end it's well won by McDonald, and Marshall, a bit too heavy, will give away a free kick. Back now to be taken here on the left. Big ball forward from McDonald. Headed it into midfield and rushing onto is Baxter. Forward to Jallo it goes. Jallo being forced back, but he's got some options here as he moves in the side. Left foot tries passing. Hogg intercepts. Hogg's trying to not lose it now to Jallo, but he gets it away to O'Connor, who gets it out to Dolman. His clearance is blocked. Go back to Oglesby, who can't get his clearance very far. Only goes to Michael Pearson, but then Poole gets a header behind Wiz, and then eventually Stocksbridge are clearing away. Rawson will fight for it. Wales having a tricky time as Rawson heads it on. Marshall tries to go for it, but Walker clears it away. O'Connor will head it right back to Rawson. Rawson controls back now to Poole. Poole, right-footed, will look to switch plays, looking for Charlesworth. Chests it down well, and then he forced backwards though, back to Turner. Turner will get it back to Charlesworth. And he looks to Turner, then gets it forward to Marshall. Marshall finds the overlap of Turner. Turner's only got two options in the box, but the crossing going to make it. It's been blocked and then is cleared away. It's going to go out for a Stocksbridge throw-in. 7 minutes gone. Remains 0-0 here. So their third 0-0 in a row. Charles throws it to Poole, but he's going to be tackled by McDonald. Good work from him, but then the pass forward intercepted by Phillips, who sends it down the line, and it's actually going to stay in here. So we'll be back to Stevenson, who picks it up as it loops into his box. Ball going forward to Jallo. Good control from him, but he has to go backwards. Poole under pressure, but turns away from him well. Lays it off to the midfield, and then over the top, looks for Baxter, but Dolman will head it away. Goes to Poole, who tried to flick it on, blocked by the midfielder, and it will be out for a throw-in. Burnley have equalised against Manchester United. Amdouni has scored from the spot, and Palace have equalised against Fulham. Jeffrey Schlupp has scored for the Eagles. Dolman thrown out towards Turner, but big header away from Swales. Gets it all the way to Robinson with that. Pass it back to McDonald, who gets it under the feet of Hogg, and to Robinson, who's going to turn and run across the halfway line here. O'Connor then goes with the tackle, gets tackled in, but it's only going to fall back to Coulson. Coulson continues to have to go backwards. Rawson almost gets him then, as it goes out to Baxter, who sends it down the line. Dolman's going to follow out to make sure it does go out, because Jallo's troubling. And I think Dolman there just been a bit daft there, and it's fouled Jallo when there was no need to, giving a stupid free kick away. And yeah, so attendance here of 188, which I think is very good attendance considering there is a sellout down the road at Hillsborough. But now Dunston have a really dangerous free kick. These are the ones you hate to defend. It's almost a corner kick, actually. It's so close. Yeah. So here comes the ball and floats towards the far post. Header in, goes towards goal. There's appeal for a handball. It's not given. And in the end, because they're appealing, it's been sent long. Marshall trying to turn the defender. No, but it's turned away. Now the game's actually going to be stopped here. As one of the Dunston players said, a bit too much here. I think it has, but it's a case of one of the Dunston players has said, just a bit too much to the referee. They've been told both to calm down. That includes Jude Swales. And it will be a goal kick. It went out for that. Cleethorpes are now leaning against Austin. Cleethorpes have got a last minute winner from Sam Kay. It means that our position will be 15th for the year. Ball goes out to the left, but blocked by Charleston out for a throw-in that Dunston will take. 80 minutes gone. We've got 10 minutes to go of our season. Ball goes over the top, goes back to Oglesby, who will boot that one away. All the way back now to Swales, who's going to knock it over to the left, and Charlesworth will get it, and then back to Hogg, who clears that one away. All the way back to Swales, who heads back only to Turner. Turner will go forward, and he's going to try and get forward, but he's been blocked by Dunston, and goes out for a throw-in. I suspect we're going to. Are we going to see any more substitutes from Stocksbridge? One of the young ones, maybe Ollie Novak, Carlson, or Dan Nelson. We're going to see one of them come on shortly. It'd be nice to see. None of them already just yet, though. So at the moment, I would doubt it. As it's back to Phillipson, who will clip it long, looking for Marshall, but headed away from him. Back to Turner, who forward. Rawson's going to try and get onto it, but in the end, it's Donald clears it off his man and blocks off. Pontefract have equalised in the 85th minute of their game against Newton Aycliffe. This doesn't change anything here just yet. Dunston will still be hosting their playoff semi-final, but Pontefract have 5 minutes to try and claim home advantage as it falls now to Townsend. A ball forward. Poor one for Townsend, but it's actually going to find Poole really well. Goes to O'Connor, who's evaded challenge, then to Hogg in the middle. Hogg's going to send it long. He's looking for Charlesworth. Takes a touch here. Now we'll find the run of Marshall on the right. Marshall gets beyond his man. It's a great touch from Marshall. Keeps it in with the ball. Looking for Poole, who gets the header, but there's no power on it. And it's well saved by Stevens. The direction on the header was fantastic. It was going perfectly into the bottom corner, but it had no sting on it, no power, and so Stevens was able to get low and save it. Back it now goes to Townsend, who's going to send that forward. Charlesworth will head it on. Goes to Marshall, who was cross, made that chance. Goes to Turner, who will try and find his man, but McDonald blocks it. It's full time in Belper. Stockton have won 4-0. They have to wait to see if Sheffield do 2 goals in about 2 minutes now. Ball forward here. Goes to Marshall with loads of space. Marshall looks at the near post. Thomas Poole had a big opportunity at the far post, but he gets underneath the ball and sends it high over the bar. It was the chance. It's quite similar to a few weeks ago when Poole won it in the last minute in the 89th. He almost skied that one. This time he did. Ball through to Orson. And now to Marshall on the right. Puts the ball in, but then blocked away by Walker, but only cleared out to Hogg, who looks to get it back to Marshall. Does do so. Marshall taking his time with the ball, and now we'll try and send him. McDonald blocked, and I think that's just for taking too much time. Hebburn Town are your Northern Premier League East champions. Their game is full time. They will be promoted to the Northern Premier League Premier Division, and Luke Hogg's just getting up after being down for a while, looking injured. We are going to see a substitute, and it looks like Ollie Novak is going to come on. So Ollie Novak will be thrown on for the short amount of time that's remaining. Turner flicks it back to Charlesworth, but goes to Marshall, but he's in an offside position. It's a 1-1 at Bridlington, and because it's 1-1 at Bridlington, that means that as things currently stand, Winterton Rangers and Brighouse Town have been relegated from the Northern Premier League East. That is pending reprieves. Easy. Winterton bottom, Brighouse second bottom. Though. So Dan Nelson is also set to be coming on shortly. As Oglesby's on the ball here. Takes it short to O'Connor. Tries to get through now to Turner, then back to Hogg, who's found the runner, Charlesworth. There's options in the box. Charlesworth tries to put the ball in, blocked by McDonald. Corner kick steal. It's Stocksbridge who are ending the game really well at the moment. 85 minutes gone. 0-0. Poole heading over to take this corner kick after having the big chance. Here comes Poole. Flips the ball in towards the near post. Headed away by Jallo on the line. Jallo's in his own goal as well at the moment. He's out now and McDonald clears. It comes off a Stocksbridge player. We'll go to Turner in midfield. Turner lays it off for O'Connor. Now Dolman's coming forward. Dolman got some options. Right-footed. Puts the ball to Rawson, who's looking to turn his man now. Lays off to the edge to Poole. Takes a shot. It's well over. It's always going over. But it's actually took a deflection. Will be a corner. You'd think Stocksbridge were desperate for something the way they're going forward in the last few minutes. In the end, they're trying to just give Dunston a bloody nose before they go into the playoffs. Poole has to go over and chase the ball down. It's 86 minutes gone. It's still 0-0. We'll say fuel, and then. So, corner kick. Thomas Poole standing over it. So here comes Poole's corner. Last one almost went in on its own. High, lofty one for the far post. Oglesby tries to get it, but it's a punch from Stevens that stops him getting it. And it will be another corner, this time from the opposite side, the right wing. Poole's taking his time with it, which is a bit annoying for me, who's got no... Ollie Novak's waiting to come on. He's not going to get much time, but it's a great thing for him to come on. I think Dan Nelson might also be coming on shortly. Here comes Poole's corner. Right-footed, looking it in. Lofted, punched away, and Hoggs trying to fight for the edge of the area. Hoggs got it. Hoggs looking for space, takes shot, blocked, and then he's trying to fight for it. Dunston just about getting away, but only to Phillipson, who is claiming handball off a Dunston player, but not giving Dunston looking to counter. But then, and the ball goes forward. Charlesworth gets something onto it. Oglesby gets more onto it. And now Charlesworth comes forward with it. Charlesworth looks to get it to the right-hand side, but that's going to be covered and then cleared by the away side. Only out to Phillipson. Ball cleared forward, but Dunston have it back to the left now. Slight chance for Charles stays in as well. Charles ends up running into Hogg. Hogg gets the ball off him. Hogg sends it down line. Looks Marshall headed away, but only back to Turner, who heads it forward, and there's a high foot means a free kick. And it looks like we are going to see something. It looks like Thomas Poole is going to head off now, the free kick taker, and Ollie Novak will be coming on. You can see Ollie Novak was starting to get a bit impatient with how many times he's been delayed coming on, but now he will make an appearance in the final few minutes. So Turner will be on free kick duty, and Novak will head into the box. "89 minutes gone. Turner puts the ball in, looking for the far post. Oglesby gets... There's enough of hand onto it. Novak's going to get this on the left wing now. Puts the cross in first time, blocked by Baxter. It's a throw into the Seals. No, Stevens just getting enough onto that to stop Oglesby finishing the season off with a goal. So with Dortmund now for this throw. Throws it to Novak, back to Dolman. He's facing up with Jallo. Jallo gets a foot in, and it's going to go for another Steele's throw. Throws it onto Rawson, who gets knocked away from him, and then Dunston clear it, but only to the edge of the area. Slice. Novak got a touch onto it, but then Dunston get it back, but only to Hogg. Hogg takes the touch. Hogg's going to get it over now to the right, to Turner. Turner moving to the left now. Looking for a hole in the Dunston defence. Going to send it out to Dolman on the left. Not the easiest pass to get. Dolman's first time going to send a cross in. Headed away to the edge of the area to Hogg, who takes a touch. Hogg takes a shot, blocked, and off Baxter's foot away, and Jallo will clear it. And now there's a counter-attack. Here come Dunston. Robertson on the right-hand side. Dolman's following and got the foot in, and it's a throw into Dunston. 90th minute, wait and see how much at a time we're going to see. We haven't seen anything from the Pontefract game just yet, so... As Jallo just stumbled in. He's on the edge of the area. Jallo trying to get to the edge of the area. Takes... And, well, it makes some of the shots Stocksbridge have had look good. Corner in the playoffs in the NPL Midlands that a lack of meter challengers has not hurt their attempt to getting promoted. 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes left of the season for the Steels. So here comes a long ball from Townsend. Headed forward and to the left of Robinson here, who's trying to get beyond man, but well in from Hogg, and Hogg's going to send one long. Rawson's going to try and chase it, but too long, and it will go back into the area where Stevens is able to claim it. We've actually had quite an exciting end to the game, I'd say, despite the fact it's 0-0. I think as much as we have had 2 bored 0-0 draws in the last 2 weeks, if this one ends up 0-0, I wouldn't call this one a bore. I'd call this Stocksbridge having chances, not taking them. Jallo with some decent control, but then lose it to O'Connor. Going to end up going out of play for a Stocksbridge throw. Sheffield Wednesday have won 3-0 against West Brom. It is full time there. Dolman throws it out to Rawson, who heads it on and then cleared away by Baxter. Phillipson will head that one away. Dolman's racing back to get to it, gets the touch, but then he's going to lose it to Robinson. Hogg misses his tackle. It'll be a free kick when this attack ends, and now the free kick is going to be given anyway. And Dunston have a chance to win it at the last. Minute and a half of added time has gone. And this is a good opportunity for him to whip the ball in. Well, it is full time at Newton Aycliffe. Dunston will be at home for their playoff semi-final against Pontefract Collieries. Will they get the win now, though? Craig Baxter is on a free kick over in this right-hand side. About 10 yards away from the corner of the box. Here comes Baxter's ball into the box. Headed into the 6-yard area. Well played, Townsend. Quickly thrown out by Townsend to Charlesworth. There's a counter-attack from Stocksbridge, though. Dunston do look a bit quite ready for it. They had 5 men back. Short to Marshall. Marshall now cutting in the inside. Avoids a stabbing foot forward. Good. Back now it goes to Phillipson. And there's a man on that we need to be aware of. And it's ended up passing it forward to Robinson. Robinson will now try and find Maskell, who has done well there. It's Maskell sneaking in from the back that's created this. His bottle in's been blocked by Oglesby. Maskell now will avoid Oglesby and pass it now back to David Robinson. Now to the right to Baxter. Or to Jallo. Then back to Baxter, who will clip a ball over the top. And Townsend will claim. Taking his time, Townsend sends the ball long, but headed away. Only for Hogg to slice it towards the right-hand side of the pitch, and it's going to go out for a throw-in on Dunstan's left wing. 3 minutes of added time gone. It does look like it'll be a third 0-0 in a row. It's just Stocksbridge's specialist scoreline, obviously. It has been Stocksbridge season. Lots of chances, lots of attempts. There's been plenty of times Stocksbridge could have won this game, but they haven't been able to take the chances. And in the end, it means going to be a draw today. In the early part of the season, it meant losses. That's been the improvement Stocksbridge have really made over the year. Has been the tightening of the defence, because the defence is one of the best in the league. Wow, Rushden and Diamonds have been relegated from Step 4. They'll be playing in the UCL Midlands next year. Absolute mad. I remember in League 1. So Dunston slowly in attack. And the referee's had enough of that slow attack. It is full time. This is the end of the season. Stocksbridge end with the third 0-0 in a row. Dunston will go to the playoffs on Tuesday night. We wish Dunston the best of luck in their playoff match on Tuesday night against Pontefract. Thank you very much for today. Stocksbridge have had a good game, just not been able to take the chances. It's been a tale of the season. Thank you very much to everyone who's listened, not just today, but throughout the year, through all the trials and tribulations. There'll be another Northern Premier League season for us next year. We'll see you then. I've been Adam Allcroft for one last time. We are sponsored by Jason Rawson, carpet fitter and supplier. Goodbye, good night. We'll see you for pre-season in July.